Hey, I'm Daniel and welcome to a quick solo playthrough of Neon Rain. This video is part of my first impression series where I try each of the 12 different heroes, and I will probably follow it up with a full review once I see how everything plays out. And well, enjoy the play. Alright, so today we're playing Faye against Reylen. Faye's star ability is called Elusive Maneuver for 5 stars. It deals 4 damage and also gains 1 block. And for the passive effect, to the sky, when playing an up joystick, your opponent cannot play a throw to counter it. And for Reylen, their Force Blow star ability for 5 stars, it deals 3 damage and also forces the opponent to discard 2 cards with 2 strikes, and this goes nicely alongside their passive ability called Grind, because for every strike they add 2 damage. Alright, and so just to make sure things are fair and transparent and not scripted, let me just shuffle the decks on camera as well, making sure, again, just nothing pre-scripted or things like that. So I'm shuffling my player deck, also shuffling the solo opponent deck. I'm drawing 7 cards, and just to make sure that you could see them, I'm gonna place them like that, rather than holding them in my hand. So that is 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. So these are my cards in hand, and let's see what we can play on our turn. These 2 A buttons definitely look great because it's a combo. If played together, they would deal 1 extra damage. Of course, those Y and B buttons, they deal more damage, but I think I will save them to play alongside Combo Breaker in defense, because remember that when you're playing a Combo Breaker, you can add a single button to this defense. So I think I'm gonna save those 2 for defense, and I'm definitely gonna play those 2 together, and the question is if I want to play a 3rd card, and if so, would that be? And I think I'll pick the right joystick just to maximize the damage, because that would be another combo, even though we have a passive effect that prevents opponents throwing the up joystick. So this is a little safer if we want to have some stars, but I think this can potentially deal more damage, of course, provided that the opponent not gonna throw it or not gonna break our combo. So yeah, these are the 3 cards that I'm playing in my attack, and let's see what the opponent is defend with. I'm gonna flip 2 cards because I'm playing on the hard mode. So in both of these effects they stack, so I'm not choosing, I'm actually resolving both of these defensive effects. But luckily for me, there is no combo breaker or no throw, so this isn't that bad. Alright, so first I'm resolving my joystick, gaining 1 star and also forcing the opponent to discard a card, and that is a throw, so I'm glad that this card is discarded. And I'm also dealing 2 damage with those, but also 1 extra damage because it's a pair of the same color, and also 1 extra damage from this combo and 1 extra damage from this combo. So that would be 5 damage in total, which the opponent cannot block. So I'm bringing its health down to 20, and I'm also taking 2 damage myself because of these 2 buttons in defense. So I'm now down to 23, and these all cards are discarded. And now it's the opponent's turn. They will attack with a single card, and it's just a down joystick. The opponent just gains 1 block and 1 star, and that would be the end of their attack. Now for my turn, I think I would still prefer to save the button for playing it in defense alongside Combo Breaker, so I think I'm just gonna play 1 button and 1 up joystick, and let's see what the opponent is blocking with. Oh, and that is throw, because that is throw and that is block. Oh, wow, this is really bad. Well, at least I still can play my joystick because of the passive ability to the sky. When playing an up joystick, your opponent cannot play a throw to counter it, so this is not gonna work, but their block does work against my button, so yeah. I'm just gaining 2 stars, and that would be the end of my attack. Nothing else I can do, it seems, and nothing else the opponent does as well. Alright, now it's the opponent's turn. They attack me. Oh wow, that is a lot of damage there. That would be 4 damage from buttons and 1 extra damage from the combo, so yeah. This is the time I'm playing Combo Breaker to prevent that 1 extra damage happening, and I can also add any button, so that's what I'm doing as well. And that means I'm taking 4 damage, and I'm bringing my health down to 19. But I'm also dealing 2 damage back to the opponent, which one of them is prevented with the block, so only 1 goes through, and so we both down to 19, just look at that. And that was the end of the opponent's attack turn. Now my turn, and I have no cards in my hand, so I have no other options other than just drawing cards up to 7. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that would be the end of my turn. I can't do anything else if I draw. So now back to the opponent. They attack me with this card, and wow, that's some nasty stuff going on here. You know what, I think I'm gonna play both throw and block to completely negate this entire attack, because throw is countering the joystick and block countering the button. Yeah, because otherwise that would be tons of damage, especially because of this strike, and remember that their ability, that for every strike it adds 2 more damage, so yeah, definitely don't want that. So I'm basically countering the entire attack. Alright, now it's my turn. I think I'm gonna play those 2 green buttons again, just for the sake of combo, and also playing this down joystick to hopefully gain some shields. Now let's see what the opponent is defending with, and that is throw. Oh no! Well, no shields for me then, I guess. And nothing here. So yeah, this card just throws away my joystick. Very unfortunate. I was really hoping to get some star, and that would gain me 3 blocks. That would be lovely, but hey. So I'm just playing those 2 buttons, dealing 3 damage in total because of the combo, so I'm bringing the opponent down to 16, and that is the end of my attack. Now back to the opponent, and wow, that is tons of damage that I can't even prevent, because I have no cards that I could play in defense. So yeah, this is really bad. First of all, the opponent gains a star and also force me to discard a card. And when that happens, they also deal 2 damage, so that I'm down to 17. And then they deal in 2 more damage from the button and 1 extra damage from the combo, so that is 3 more damage. That means I'm down to 14. Oh my goodness. That is the end of enemy's turn, and now the question is, should I play just recklessly these 2 buttons, or should I draw cards up to 7 to hopefully gain some good cards to combo with them? And you know what, I think I'm gonna play safely. I'm gonna draw back to 7, so 1, 2, 3, that is 5 in total, that is 6 and 7. At least I've got a throw, so I feel now a little bit safer when it comes to defense. So yeah, that was the end of my turn. Can't do anything else if I draw. So now the opponent attacks again. The 1-up joystick, gaining 2 stars. And now the question is, should I throw it away or just let them gain 2 stars? And you know what, I think I'm probably gonna throw it away. So I'm playing my throw to counter this joystick entirely, because I don't want them to gain 5 to trigger their star ability. It would deal a bunch of damage to me, which I definitely don't want to take. So that would be the end of enemy's attack. Now my turn, and now the question is, should I maximize the damage by playing the right joystick, or should I play a little bit more defensively, playing with the down joystick? And given that my health now is lower than the opponent, I'm probably gonna play defensively, so I'm gonna play this down joystick alongside these 2 X buttons for some extra combo. So these are the 3 cards that I'm playing. Let's see what the opponent is blocking with. Oh, that is block, and there is nothing. Yeah, this is really bad, because this essentially just completely throws away one of my buttons, which means no combo, means no extra shield. Yeah, this is pretty bad. So I'm resolving my joystick, gaining 1 star, also 1 defense, and also because of this combo I'm gaining 1 extra defense, extra block token, and I'm just dealing just a single 1 damage, bringing the opponent to 15, and that is the end of my attack. Not as good as I was hoped, but at least I've got some block going on here. Alright, now the enemy's attack. That is 2 more stars, and well, unfortunately nothing I can do about it. So they just gaining 2 stars, which is very close now to shooting off their force blow, which would deal a bunch of damage. So yeah, now back to me, and I think I'm gonna play just all these remaining cards that I have. That is still some potentially decent damage. So let's see what the opponent is defending with. Just a button and oh no, combo breaker. So no combos for me, unfortunately, which is a shame, because that would be 2 extra damage. I'm resolving my joystick, gaining 1 star, which means now I have 5, which is enough to trigger my evasive maneuver. So I'm dealing 4 unblockable damage, bringing the opponent down to 11, and also gaining 1 block. Now I also forced the opponent to discard the top card from their deck, and that was throw, which is very good for me. And now I'm just dealing 4 damage, unfortunately no combo because of this combo breaker, so there, that is just 4 damage. So I'm bringing the opponent down to 7. The opponent deals 1 damage back to me because of this button, but I prevent it with my block token. So I'm taking no damage, and that was the end of my attack. Not too shabby. Now the opponent attacks, and that is 2 more stars. Oh no, have nothing to do with this, unfortunately. So that means the opponent gain 1 star first, which is enough to trigger their ability. So they deal 3 damage, which is unblockable damage from this ability. Means I'm down to 11. and also they force me to discard 2 cards. That is 1 and 2, and for every card discarded they also add 2 damage, so that would be 4 damage. But I can prevent 2 of them using my block tokens, but still taking 2, so that would bring me down to 9. And they also gain in another star because the joystick gave them 2, so wow, things looking pretty scary. Now on my turn, have nothing to do but just drawing up to 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's pretty decent looking hand. We have all the different variety of defensive capabilities. We have throw and block and combo breaker, so yeah, this isn't too bad after all, I guess. Now the opponent attacks again, and this is some scary looking card because that's some strike and 2 damage and some combo. Yeah, you know what, I think I'm just gonna prevent this entirely by playing throw and block, which should be enough to negate the completely effect of this card. So with throw I'm countering the joystick, and with block I'm countering the button, so no effect on their attack. Phew. Now it's my attack turn. Let's see what we can do. And with this hand I think I could try to maximize the damage by playing both buttons, but I think I'm gonna play a little bit more safer. So I'm gonna play 1 button, 1 right joystick to deal some extra damage, but I'm also gonna play left joystick for some, hopefully some heal, of course, unless the opponents will counter this card. So let's see what they counter with. There's some 2 buttons here and nothing here, which is very lucky indeed. So I'm resolving my left joystick first, gaining 1 star and also healing for 1. Now up to 10 because I play this alongside another button. That means that is an extra healing, so I'm now at 11 health. Now I'm resolving a right joystick, which gives me another star and force the opponent to discard their top card. And that was block, which is very good. And now these 2 combined, they deal 3 damage because of the combo, so yeah, bringing the opponent down to 4 health. But I'm also taking 2 damage because of those 2 buttons, so I'm now down to 9 as well. And that is the end of my attack turn, discarding all of those cards. Now the opponent's turn, they attack with the single card, and yeah, there is some combo going on here, but I think I'm gonna just prevent this combo happening by playing my combo breaker, and I can also add a button, which I'm gonna definitely do, like that. They can still play all those effects, unfortunately, so they still gain 1 star, and also strike, which also means that I'm taking 2 damage, so I'm down to 7, and because of this button, I'm down to 6, although I'm counter-attacking with this button, dealing 1 damage as well, and the combo breaks 1 extra damage that they could potentially deal. So yeah, that was the end of enemy's attack. All those cards are discarded and I have nothing to do but just drawing the cards. And look at this score, 6 and 3, we're going very, very closely. Okay, we have block, that's some good. 3, that is 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, and that was the end of my turn. Now the opponent is attacking again. Oh wow, you just look at that! That is 6 damage from the buttons alone, plus extra damage because of the pair, so that would be 7 damage. Oh my goodness, that would be KO. But you know what, I'm definitely gonna play 1 block to counter at least 1 of those buttons, and I'm also gonna play in defense, I think, this one, and probably that's it. That should do it, I think, to counter it. So I'm blocking one of their buttons, and I'm choosing the yellow button to essentially break the combo as well. Then I'm resolving my joystick because of the order that joysticks are resolved first. So I'm gaining 1 star and also 1 health, up to 7. But they still deal 4 damage because of those 2 buttons, so that is still a lot of damage. I'm now down to 3, and look at this score. So that is the end of the enemy's attack and my defense phase. So now back to my attack phase. I definitely must finish this fight in this turn, and I think the most sure way to do that is by playing this simply up joystick, because the opponent cannot counter it. That means that I would gain 4 stars, 5 actually, because it gives 2, which will trigger my star ability, which should finish off the opponent. So yeah, I'm just playing a single up joystick. Hopefully that should be enough. The opponent, regardless of what is going to be here, it's combo break and just 1 button. Yeah, that is enough. I'm just gaining 2 stars and triggering off my elusive maneuver abilities. So I'm removing all these 5 stars and dealing 4 damage, and that brings the opponent down to 0, so that is KO. Wow, that was really close. And that's it for today's session. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're curious to see more characters in action or hear my full thoughts later on, feel free to subscribe. And if you would like to support the channel more directly, you can do this over on Patreon, and I would appreciate this a lot as well. And well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.